Coming up.
Bride Hilda comes close to losing friends over her choice of bridal party lineup.
I'm really amazed that I'm not among the selected few.
And then, difference in opinion over the bride's wedding look causes tension.
Net, I can be able to see some features in her.
You see, the main
Wait,
reason...
let me finish.
And later, a red ant invasion causes panic.
My gown is sweeping. At that point, they're getting in my gown. I remember there was a time I almost felt like lifting my dress because they were really biting me.
Gotta grab hold of life with all of my might, like each moment just might be my last. Leave my worries behind, well, I still got the time. Leave it all in the past. You get one chance at life, so I'm living it right, and I'll risk it all come what may. Make it here, make it now. I've got so much to live for today. Every minute I waste, I'm losing the taste of everything life has to give. I feel young, I feel free, gotta think about me, show the world how to live. Like a rocket I'll blast, I'm rising so fast, the sky is no limit for me. Make it here, make it now, I've got so much to live for today. I'll be the game's MVP, the one you want.
Hilda Dalisu and John Mutiso, aka DJ Tismo, are both devout Christians, and as it were, their first encounter would take place during a religious mission.
So during the planning of those meetings, that's when actually we got to meet. So we got to really be exchanging ideas because he was leading from his side and I was leading from this other side. I remember every evening we would come together and say, what are our kids eating today? Because now we had so many people that we were responsible of making sure they have meals taken care of, they have a good place to sleep. So we used to joke like that.
We used to call each other, I used to call her wife, and then she'd call me husband.
My husband, but at that point I was not serious, we were just joking. Every time we would get serious, I would wonder, please stop it.
Though fond of him, Hilda was shunning the idea of romantic involvement with the DJ, but back at home, the pressure to settle down was building up.
I have a twin sister. Her, she got married at 24. At 23, 24. She wanted to get married at an early age like that. Personally, I used to feel like I'm comfortable with my life. Over the years, I think for the past 2-3 years, people would look at me weirdly. Your sister is married, you? What? It's like now, it looks like I'm ignoring all the good men. Mm-hmm. In fact, I remember one day my mom called me and said, Sasa, I think you should stop being choosy. And we had a very heated debate on that. And I told my mom, please, never tell me anything about marriage. When the right time comes, I will bring you that man, but don't. So after that time of just joking and this and that, I remember it was not longer than a month, he asked me out. So I told him, I think I'm not doing much. Yeah, we can go for bowling at the village market. So yes, when we got there, that's when he asked me out. I had started sensing, but I didn't want to conclude for myself. Though at the same time, I didn't want to get too close to him before he clears his intentions.
A romantic relationship ensued with the hope of leading to a walk down the aisle. Hilda and DJ Tismo are working with a budget of 700,000 shillings for a 500-guest wedding. And even though they are underway with the wedding preps, the current financial situation is a tad limiting.
We had many events that were happening. Just from the dowry, we spent a lot. And so financially right now we are down. So we're just trusting God in the few 2 to 3 months we'll have at least half of it.
We have a number of people who are supporting us in one way or another.
And that's not the only challenge facing this youthful couple.
I think one major thing that we've had issues with my sister is about the venue or the grounds. She wanted a venue that is out in the world, and I wanted a dome. I've always dreamt of a dome wedding. Another thing that I've had issues with is about my gown. I didn't have issues with an off-white gown. And one of my friends had a beautiful gown that was that color. Then later, when I mentioned it to my sister, she told, wow, don't even say that. Mom will die. You have to get a white gown. A really pure white gown.
With so many friends and 10 siblings between them, this couple is not having an easy time settling on their lineup either.
They're all thinking we need to be on your lineup. And I'm thinking one of you is enough to represent the rest.
Already budget strained, the couple is anxious about their parents' insistence to invite more guests to their wedding.
Initially, we wanted 500. We wanted 600 actually. We toned down to 500. My parents see 1,000 coming.
My mom cannot understand it. Food. She says she has a restaurant in Kakamega. She says, if it's food, I'll call my chef from Kakamega to come and cook. And I'm thinking, no, that is not what I want.
With 3 months to the wedding, less than half the budget at hand, and opinionated family and friends in their way, Hilda and DJ Tismo are adamant to have their white wedding on the set date. Will they raise all the money needed to tie the loose ends in time? Stay tuned as we unravel this young couple's journey to the aisle. The two have 10 siblings between them and a countless number of friends, all hoping to be on the lineup. However, the bride wants no more than 5 adults on the lineup. It is 6 months to the wedding, and first on Hilda's list is sorting out her bridal team. She reaches out to Catherine of Samantha's Bridal, who graciously offers to help her resolve her dilemma. And today they meet with the group of lasses who desperately want to be on the lineup.
My sister, my real sister.
What do you mean real sister?
Blood sister.
Blood. Ah, blood sister.
Yes.
Okay. You have many friends.
Linda, my friend too, from home, from young. We've known each other for years.
From home?
Yes, from
Lisovera.
Shah.
She drinks Lisovera.
The big one. Yeah, that's what she does.
She doesn't even look like she knows what I'm talking about.
These are people who don't understand.
You know what Lisovera is?
I don't know. Yeah.
And you come from the same home with her.
This one alone. She's born town.
So how many of you are on the lineup?
One has left. Sharon is on the line.
Hi, and the rest of you? But how many of you would love to be on the lineup?
Oh, wow. Like everyone here. I generally love weddings. I love the everything that comes with the wedding, the new dress, the being on the lineup, the photo shoot. So that's why. And I've never been in a lineup before. So this can be a first. Yeah.
I remember I told her, since all of the ladies in her lineup probably, they all have natural hair. Since now I have dreadlocks, I be the only one in the lineup. Only because, okay, I never knew she wanted to be, but I told her earlier, even that time she got engaged, I was like, that day, you decide I have to be on that lineup to be different. People have weaves, me I have my hair on. I mean, that's different.
When we were going for her dowry payment, I told her, Hilda, I have to be on your lineup.
I'm really amazed that I'm not among the selected few. That just came as a bomb.
I don't even know how to tell her about my lineup because
Oh, you have not told her?
I can't even tell her she's not in. How? How do I even
So you have not been told, you're hearing for the first time now?
Yeah.
Catherine advises Hilda on how to increase her bridesmaids while avoiding the hustle that comes with the larger group. One of the plausible solutions includes a contract, a sample of which is available for the girls' perusal.
So the rule number 1, yeah, that upon initial agreement on the dress, color and design, you shall be present for all alterations. Yeah? It means that if your weight shifts, yeah, you shall revert to fit into the dress and not the other way round.
That I will avail myself through all the planning, supporting the bride in her neurotic moments, calming her through tantrums, and accompanying her to different providers. Yes. That was not like tantrums. Oh, yeah. That on the wedding day, I shall place the bride's interests at heart, guard our friendship, and support her through the morning preps, ceremony, reception, and after party.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
I think all of us have understood the rules. Yes. You are my best friends, really. And I value all of you. That's why, wow, it was so hard for me to tell you are not on my lineup or you will be in my lineup. I'm going to think about whatever we have shared here. I will get back to you. Yes, but I hope everything we have discussed here, just in case I say it's a yes, you will abide by this. Huh?
Yes. Yes. And if they don't?
If you don't, then you will be fired with maximum speed.
Hilda insists on having only 5 girls on her lineup. Unfortunately, the number of girls who wish to be on the lineup has been increasing since more of the girls are willing to abide to the rules and regulations of the contract. However, it is 1 week later after she gave the contract to the girls, and Hilda is not content. In fact, after evaluating the girls who had signed the contract, she has already fired one of the girls on the lineup.
First of all, I was looking at the ones who were available and really willing to support me, as the agreement says that they have to work with me and support me in all the functions and events that are related to the wedding. The other thing was finances. The dresses were not cheap, actually the girls' dresses. And so I didn't want someone that I will really follow up to give me money to get their dresses. The one who was giving me a headache. I had to fire her because she kept giving me, excuses one after the other. So I thought, no, I'm not ready to play such games because clearly the agreement does not state that. If one of the bridesmaids would give me an excuse, I'll just tell, remember, you signed yourself. Initially I had 4, then I went to 5, now I have 6 girls.
There would be an imbalance on the girls who could be working alone, and so I had to find some few more friends to escort the girls.
Hilda and Tismo are planning to have a 500-guest wedding. However, Tismo's parents, being pastors, they are demanding an increase of the guest list to a minimum of 800 people.
So we told them, as you know, we are still young. We even with our little savings, we can't take care of 800 people. They are willing to raise us, to help us in terms of food, but still, food is not everything. That means we need to hire more chairs, more tables. Yes, even if they foot the bill, the space. People want to dance. Where will people dance with all those tables? And we can't change the venue at this point, clearly. We cannot.
Finally, Hilda has settled down on having 6 girls on her lineup. The couple will be meeting up with their bridal team to touch base on the wedding preps.
As you all know, today we were just having fun and bond as the bridal party. And apart from that, just catch up and see how far we are in terms of our outfits. And the other thing we are to talk about is we will do a dance at the bridal party. So now we have someone to help us.
And one of the matters on the agenda is the issue of color blocking.
Yes, the blocking for the reception. Now that is what caused the drama.
So there was a misunderstanding. Hilda thought I chose yellow, but from the start I don't like, as in yellow is not my color.
Whatever she was comfortable with, I was very open to take the other. I was very open-minded to take the other color.
Next, the bridal team, together with the bride and groom-to-be, get started on a dance routine rehearsal for a special performance reserved for their wedding guest.
Go! 1, 2, 3, go!
It is 4 months to Hilda's wedding, and she is on the run to finding her perfect gown. Today's bridal boudoir will be taking place at Lolita's Bridal Shop.
Hello. Welcome to Samantha's Bridal Boudoir.
Thank you so much. My bridal dilemmas are, first of all, my gown. I still have a bit of issues with my gown because I like the airline gown, though I tried out a mermaid and it kind of looks good. The mermaids, most of them are more detailed downwards, and I would want to accessorize my gown in the afternoon during the reception.
Luckily, the Samantha's Bridal Boudoir provides her an opportunity to get informed advice from experts on the perfect overall look to go for on her wedding day.
Before we do the makeup, we'll have to consult a little bit. You'll tell me what you want, what colors you'd want, how you feel, how you want to feel on that day, because makeup is something really important.
As the makeup artist said, we can sit down and talk about the pose, how to move your body. I hope you'll have a good picture for the rest of your life.
I'll listen to what you want, but I would advise you to be flexible and try other choices so that we can compare and see which one looks best in you.
First, Hilda will get her makeup done before trying on her first gown.
When you cannot go wrong, this is the dress. As in, it flatters whichever bride. Plus size, small, it flatters. Even pregnant. And a lot of brides hide under this when they want not to show.
I like the champagne on it blended with the white. But actually, I feel the beadwork is just it's too busy from head to toe.
I don't think it brings you out, no. It covers a lot of you.
It's too busy for her, and it also does not flatter her body. She has a very nice body, so we want to see it out. No.
Looks like the first gown is not a hit, so Hilda moves on to her second gown.
I'm thinking of doing a band, something to just break the white in the afternoon. And I'm thinking if this band will probably be fuchsia, pink, and purple, to add some details here. And this already looks a bit weird, though I'm still weighing down I'm still thinking through the options. Because
like this, and maybe this is a hairpin, but just to show how it finally could actually look. Huh? So what you do, you actually wear a colored shoe, a pop of color. This is very popular right now with brides. Yeah, you wear a nice color, what your maids are wearing, and then you can add this. You can either put it here or here.
Oh, it's supposed to come out like that.
Yeah. And then when it's being revealed, how do you look? Did it go back?
Yeah, it goes back.
She's too veiled. What do you? Okay, now if
I'm just seeing boxes.
but that's supposed to be a veil. Yeah, and then after
But
now,
you see that, wait, Chris. That is net. In net, I can be able to see some features in her.
You see the main
Wait,
reason.
let me finish. The boxes doesn't make me see the high cheekbones that she has, the beautiful nose.
Perhaps the third look will get a better response. While Hilda is changing into her third dress, her opinionated girlfriends get to have a candid chit-chat on different wedding traditions.
She has an idea of a veil, and she's even saying she doesn't think she'll have a veil on her wedding. So you should tell us more about that. I don't know. For me, I think the idea of having a veil, even when I was first in church and I saw, the pastor asking, open and see if she's the one. If you ask me, I think you should have a darker veil.
Ooh.
So that you don't see me until you unveil me.
It's symbolic. Symbolic doesn't mean it has to cover every good part of you just because you need to have a veil. It doesn't have to be dark. That's how symbolism comes to play. Just something to signify that, hey, I am unveiling this woman. But I know her.
But this is just for a moment. I mean, you just walk into the church and you're asked who's giving out, and then you're told unveil, so that we know if she's the one, and then you continue. It's only like some 5, 10, 15 minutes.
For me, I think even if you want to be unveiled, the veil should flatter your face. I mean, we need to see something. It needs to be beautiful on you, not just a veil just because I want to be unveiled. I think that's my take.
Okay, now let's talk about the veil that we saw right there. We talked about it being with boxes. What was not beautiful about it?
The boxes, they were too much. They were making my eyes dance.
I think they were transparent. You're making your eyes dance. Yeah. But mine were not dancing, so maybe because your eyes
Okay, so you represent the ones whose
eyes will not be dancing. And
Me, I
then
represent the ones whose eyes will be dancing.
Okay, we are 50-50 then.
I think the tech is it needs to cover you so that when you're unveiled, you come out. And me, I'm thinking
It can be a blanket. It can be. This is the idea. You see, like even when you're talking about exchanging bands, people exchange bands, and we've made it to be rings. A band is not necessarily a ring. If you look at it scripturally, it's not necessarily a ring. It's just like unveiling. It's not necessarily a net.
Yeah.
It's just that we found it happening to be a net, and so we flowed. It can be a blanket, as I said. It's just that now people, I wouldn't do a blanket. I'm just saying. It's just the same with a band. When exchanging bands, it can be a bracelet, can be a chain. It's just an exchange of bands to show that you're exchanging love. That's what they say. It's not a ring necessarily. So I'm just trying to say, you can have anything you want.
my take is that it has to be beautiful on me. Whether, I mean, the symbolism is there that I really take seriously, but it's my wedding. I want to look good even in that veil.
All I can say is that unveiling is not something that you do. It's not symbolic. It's not symbolical. It's actually. It's not symbolical. It's when you go for marital counseling, you're told it is spiritual. So the veil can look beautiful, like you said, but it's not something that it's an objective. It's something that he's doing in front of the altar because he will be doing it.
For me, I don't think I would necessarily do a white gown. I would want to do something orange, green. But you see, I was born and I found people wearing white. I was born and I found people wearing veils. I was born and I found people wearing rings as exchange of bands. So for me, I think most of them don't understand what they are wearing. They just came, found it being worn, so they wore it. Most of the bride, if you ask them, why are you wearing a veil? I don't know. I just saw people wearing veils. Why are you wearing a white gown? It's because it's a wedding. It's supposed to be white gown. If you ask them, probably they'll be comfortable, maybe in jeans. Others, maybe if you ask that, probably because she was a tomboy, I'd want to wear jeans on my wedding, because I'm comfortable right there. But I think you were born doing, you found people doing it, so you continue with the flow. But it's not necessarily because they understand. Most people don't understand.
This one, I wouldn't even think twice. This is a pickup.
But my concern is when your husband is standing next to you, don't you think you'll have pushed him too much with your dress? Maybe we just dramatize someone to stand there. Okay. But you'll be holding it so that he doesn't step on it and then fall.
Not really, because you realize that it's not getting close to you. It has something that is actually.
Yeah, but even
kicking it off.
It's even. It's actually, but you just have to remember to walk
at a distance.
At a distance. But anyway, no, it will be on this side. Your husband always must be on your right. Because this hand has to be free to defend you. I could see her face. It lights up her face.
And then imagine there's the sun now shining on that.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then, just like she said, it's in the right place. It's well organized.
Yeah.
It's not here and there. And then, it brings out a girly look on her. And for me, I say it's the last time you'll be a girl. You're getting into motherhood, wife, and all that. So just it's not. It's actually very powerful, but it's just the last time you'll enjoy being a girl.
And are you still going to accessorize? Because we need to know. If you still want to, we need to know where. You can do.
Just a band.
What about your jewelry?
Maybe a flower. I will put the color of a flower.
On the head. See?
Because you can get.
In fact,
a pink
there
flower.
is. Oh, it's actually very nice.
It's not heavy. Not first someone will think, wow, what are you carrying there? But it's light actually. It's light and easy to work in.
To end the boudoir session, Solomon, the photographer, coaches Hilda on how to take perfect photos for her wedding. Ultimately, Hilda will have to make an independent choice of the kind of gown to wear for her nuptials. It is 1.5 months to the wedding. Hilda, together with her chosen few bridesmaids, set off for their dress-fitting session, and with the idea of color blocking and incorporating different design on the dresses, Hilda can only hope that the seamstress managed to pull it through.
an understatement.
I tell you.
Love.
I'm in love.
What do you like about the dress?
The fact that it can actually change, it has
You
like
can do different designs.
We can do the.
Can you show us?
Yeah, we can do that. And
Yeah,
there
we know
was
about
something like this.
The love,
Yeah,
the
there
love
was-
style.
There was something like that.
Mark it one dress.
Like one arm. It's one dress. Yeah,
And then the
without
flying.
the band.
Flying without
Without the
wings.
band, you can do this. Which we're going to do.
Wow, the fitting was amazing. Actually, we are so excited. I'm leaving this place happy, fulfilled. I think the tailor has just made me happy today.
When Hilda and Tismo started their wedding preps, they only had 400,000 shillings, approximately $5,000 in their savings. They have a deficit of 300,000 shillings, approximately $3,400 that they hoped they would raise at least half of it and get the other half from close family and friends before the wedding date. However, it is 1 month to the wedding and they have not met their target. This realization calls for a more creative form of fundraising. And with the help of family and friends, they organize an auction.
Airtime for 50 bob. Let's have people inside. If you can please call people inside. Ashes. To Susan for 100 shillings. Amekasirika. Unamwongezea 50. Haya, to Susan for 150. 150 Susan. Haya, tuendelee kazi. I have airtime worth 500 bob. Nani anakataa?
A set of 4?
Yes.
Nipatieni bei poa. A set of 4. A good price. Bei yote yenye unaniambia mimi nitakupatia.
Dress is 3.5. Thank you very much. And a bag going for 200 shillings. Let's clap for Samantha Tafadhali for the support they've given to Tismo and Hilda. Guess how much we have raised? 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 60, 100, 150. We have done 195,000 cash. Thanks to you and we thank God. And I believe your 5,000 tutatoa tufikishe 200. Amen. May God bless you. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming once again.
The MC for the day announced was money that was cash at hand that we have received on this day. But we have continued to receive M-Pesas on our phones and even through our friends and our parents. And in total, we have raised 295,000. Today. We are happy today.
Initially, Hilda's mom was to do her catering, but with all factors considered and the numbers involved, Hilda and Tismo decide to hire an outside caterer. It's 3 weeks to the wedding. Accompanied by Hilda's twin, who also referred them to the caterer, the couple makes a visit for a food tasting session that will help them decide on their wedding menu.
A bit of ugali, so we say some mushenya and some mokimo. That one at least now has covered everybody.
Actually, we have so many friends. And our families are big, so we're expecting a very big number. Roughly
500
800 there.
plus.
Okay.
Even plus.
But how many people are you able to cater for?
Okay, if you
At a good price, because my mom has other ideas.
Okay,
My mom wants a restaurant and she's for this idea. Food should not be the problem. If you don't get a caterer in Nairobi who can give you a good deal, me, I'll carry my sufurias from Kakamega and come and fix the ugali and the chicken. So really,
she's anxious about that.
Yeah, let's go and work on the numbers with our parents and our
Yeah, you
friends.
do that, but assure her we are very good at keeping our numbers and having everybody fed. Yeah, so tell her whatever her numbers, if the 800, the 1,000, no one will go without any food. And at a good rate.
I've tested her food before. She's done several weddings. I know she will do a good job. She's willing to go down on her prices to make sure she accommodates the big number that we have. And
And her food is good.
It is 1 week to the wedding, and together with their bridal team, they are having their wedding rehearsal today. Unfortunately, the best couple is late and the pastor is not impressed. And for Hilda, she's not taking it lightly.
I'm mad. This is not the first time and I'm not happy about it. So I think from here we will again have to discuss it lest it repeats on the wedding day.
Pastor Nick Corrier then takes the couple and their bridal party through the joining ceremony.
So at this point, we are ready now to go into what we call the vows. The vows have 3 parts. The first part is the question. Tismo, do you take Hilda to be your wife? And you say, I do. And then I'll go to Hilda the same. The second part, tell her, I, Tismo, take you, Hilda, to be my wife. The third part is the symbolizing, which is where you give and the receiving of a ring.
Hilda and Tismo have spent to the last dime and have no extra money to spend on anything else that concerns the wedding. However, it's only 2 days to the wedding, and Hilda gets the shock of her life when it's made known to her that her wedding barns are rusty.
One of the rings inside had started rusting from inside. Everyone was just flying, so how will we even tell her about the rings? Then finally, my brother-in-law just got the courage and told me, wow, something has happened to your ring. What? Hey, that was the longest day. I think it was on a Thursday. It was the longest day, so I'm trying to imagine. So where do we get other rings? And our budget is so tight at that point. 1 day to 2 days to the wedding, you've paid for every service provider, and the money you have really is just for you for that particular time. On the same Thursday when he told us, we decided to go to town and just check for another option before it is late.
The long-awaited day is finally here. Today, Hilda and DJ Tismo become man and wife. After dating for 2 years, the couple initially intended to put together a wedding ceremony for 500 guests, but their parents have been pushing them for up to 1,000 guests. Strained for cash, their greatest fear has been getting a larger number of guests than anticipated. Will their probable guest list double? And if so, will the caterer manage to feed all the guests on a limited budget? Stay tuned and see what happens.
Losing the taste of everything life has to give. I feel young,
It's 9:30, and the wedding is scheduled to start at 11 a.m. on location about 13 kilometers away. Given probable traffic, it will take the entourage 40 minutes to an hour to get there. Will the bridesmaids seem all ready? Our bride hasn't even started dressing. Having been bought a dress by her sister-in-law, Hilda was in a dilemma on which dress to wear on her big day, but she decided to go with her sister's choice of dress rather than the third dress that she loved from Samantha's bridal boudoir.
I hold the key to living each day good and right. So I'll seize the day, nothing gets in my way. I've got every green light. Success is my...
It's now a few minutes past 10 a.m. and the bride is finally dressed, but she's yet to get her hair and makeup done.
Make it all come my way. I've got so much to live for today.
It is now 10:30, and the bride is getting frantic. If she doesn't get to church in time, she will be obliged to pay a late fee of 20,000 shillings, approximately $230, and after spending an extra shilling on another pair of rings, she indeed needs the 20,000 and cannot afford to lose it. The relatives of the groom's side of the family are here to symbolically usher the bride from her home to her new family.
Makeup is done, I'm walking downstairs, and at the same time my mom wants to be the one walking me down to meet the mamas who are singing. My mother-in-law does not want anyone to touch me.
Meanwhile, back at the wedding venue, a few guests can be seen trickling in. Hilda and Tismo had planned for a 200-guest setup for the joining ceremony.
Seize the day, nothing gets in my way. I've got every green light. Success is my vice and I'm loaded.
The groom and his groomsmen are on time and awaiting the bride's arrival, but that's not the only thing holding up the ceremony.
Behind schedule a bit, like 10 minutes, because our parents delayed a bit. But yeah, they're almost coming, they're on their way.
At this point, I still have some feelings, some bitter, bad feelings towards my best lady, because even the previous day when I expected her to be there with me running up and down, she came late. So at that point, but when we got into the car, she was the person she made me comfortable. So she's talking to me and she's making me relax and she's telling me stories. And for some reasons, or I don't know what happened, I just forgot about all the bad feelings I had.
What are the bride's thoughts on the decor and setup?
I think she did more than I expected. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm just peeping through my windows here, and I like what they have done.
Being almost an hour late, the late fee issue is heavily weighing on our bride's mind.
The chapel guys have been our friends. They've done so much favor. I pray that the same favor will extend even towards that. So I'm relaxed. If they charge us 20K, okay. But I'm okay. So far, I thank God because we have tried. We have kept time. We have really, really tried.
We've come a long way, dear. We've come a long way. And though we've been around and wondered what we'd found, we're still here today. We've come a long way, dear. We've come a long way. The years have all repaid the efforts we.
Na najua kwamba wazazi wa Tismo wako hapa. Tafadhali kama mnaweza kukaribia pia. Tusimame hapa tafadhali.
Now, my uncle, whom I expected to come and act as my father, he had failed me in the home visits, and on this day I was hoping that he would come and be there. And I look around and he is not there. And when my mom was handing me over, in fact, he was the person among the people I thought probably he would just come.
Take you, Hilda Dalitsuki, to be my wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way.
One of my friends, my very good friend, she started showing me an attitude some time back. And now the wedding day is here. And she's nowhere to be seen. She's nowhere to be heard. Again, when it came to finally deciding that these are the girls on my lineup, I think that was the time when now she went cold on me.
The newlyweds and their bridal team head off for their photo shoot as their guests are served lunch. The journey to the photo shoot location is brought to a sudden stop when the car carrying the newlyweds gets a flat tire. Luckily for the bride and the groom, another car is quickly availed for their use.
On our way, we have a tire burst. And I'm thinking, why on earth on the car that is carrying the bride and the groom and the other cars are okay? We go to a petrol station, and before it is repaired, our chairman, the person who was in charge of the whole ceremony, decides I have to put you in another car. So we had to squeeze in some other cars with the other bridesmaids.
And they safely make it to their photo session venue in time. The photo shoot session seems to be panning out just fine when an army of safari ants attacks the bridal team. The bride having the longest dress on is the most affected.
My gown is sweeping. At that point, they're getting in my gown. I remember there was a time I almost felt like lifting my dress because they were really biting me on my thighs, and I was feeling, oh no. And he's telling me, smile, and I cannot even smile.
However, the bride manages to go through the photo shoot gracefully despite the safari ant fiasco. At the reception, the newlyweds are ushered in song and dance. Since the groom is a DJ, great music and dancing are a big part of the afternoon celebrations.
The DJ is playing that day. I trained him, and I told him the songs that I want him to play, and he executed very well. He's a good student.
Exhausted from the intense dancing, the newlyweds and the bridal team take a break to slake their appetites as speeches and present-giving sessions begin. To carry on the DJ theme, the couple found it befitting to have a musical-themed cake, 4 tiers with musical notes on them, and one replicating a DJ's turntable. Unfortunately, 2 of the cakes that ideally are given to the parents are not equal in size, and the couple has to come up with a plan B.
We kept thinking we would give them in these 3 separate cakes, but clearly there were different sizes. Now when the cake is being cut, we are wondering, so which cakes will we give our parents that will look equal? So we decided we will take the 2 sides of the DJing kit instead of the separate cakes that we were to give them.
We wish the 2 lovebirds a long and happy marriage.
Share your sentiments on today's show on our Facebook fan page, Samantha's Bridal. Follow us on Twitter at sbridal_Kenya, or simply go to www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. Discussions are going on now.
Gotta grab hold of life with all of my might, like each moment just might be my last. Leave my worries behind, well I still got the time. Leave it all in the past. You get one chance at life, so I'm living it right, and I'll risk it all come what may. Make it here, make it now. I've got so much to live for today. Every minute I waste, I'm losing the taste of everything life has to give. I feel young, I feel free, gotta think about me, show the world how to live. Like a rocket I'll blast, I'm rising so fast, the sky is no limit for me. Make it here, make it now, I've got so much to live for today. I'll be the game's MVP, the one you want to be, in the right place every time. I'll be the one in the know when you need to go, right to the front of the line. So it's all up to me, 'cause I hold the key to living each day good and right.